Hi witchy ones, it's Quinn. Happy Saturday and happy weekend. I am recording a Rambly Quinn vlog, and then I'm going to do another one on tarot, which I encourage you to watch because I made it. I don't know. I basically had two ideas when I woke up this morning. I said, I want to do a post where I ramble about some of my experiences with opening casting circles and just cleansing and cleaning objects and get feedback on that stuff from the community. I would love to hear how other people do things. And then the other thing I wanted to do was create a series of tarot, like examining tarot cards and just taking a look at them, going through aces, twos, threes, etc. And basically 4 cards at a time. And yeah, so it's just gonna be like my interpretation. And yeah, so that's gonna be the next video I do. For now, it's Rambly Quinn. So let's ramble about the smudging thing first, cleansing and stuff. I would love to get some feedback from other people on what they do. How often do you cleanse objects or your area? How often do you find the need to do that, to basically change the energy in your environment? I'm just wondering because I did do a previous video about the importance of cleansing, and both physical cleansing and psychic cleansing. And I was talking about kind of taking, to bathing oneself before doing, you should take a shower every day or whatever, but bathing oneself before doing any rituals, because that's just, in my opinion, a very good way for you to center yourself and also to put your best foot forward for the spirits or gods that you are doing your ritual in honor of or calling upon. It just makes sense to me. It would be like showing up at a party after having rolled out of bed, like I wouldn't do it. So I did talk about that before, but as far as cleansing individual objects goes, I'm kind of having difficulty coming up with a distinct process for that, and how much cleaning do I want to do. Okay, let's talk about pushing negative energy out of a space. If you have like a fight with your husband, or I don't know, you're super stressed for a couple of days and you just feel the energy in the room changing, I think that makes sense for pushing some of the negative energy out and saying, okay, let's create a blank slate. Let's start anew because it feels stagnant and the energy is just stuck here in a sort of negative way. Yeah, that makes sense. Open all the doors, do whichever rituals work best for you. For me, I do a combination of physical cleaning and keeping kind of in mind while I'm doing that, I'm thinking about pushing the negative energy off of the objects and then kind of push them out the door kind of thing. Eventually sweep it out the door, and then I do smudging. I'm going to get some tingsha, the Tibetan symbols that are connected by a cord. You probably have seen them if you don't have any yourself, because the sound is another really great, amazing, soul-shaking sort of resonation that passes through just about everything. It feels like it passes through your soul and just cleans that right up too, so just to chime those while I'm cleaning would be great. But what I'm trying to figure out is how often do I do cleansing in my house? Like, is this something I should be treating like the weekly loads of laundry, where I should be doing it as a regular occurrence, or is it something I should do irregularly? I am worried about overdoing it, unnecessarily spending energy in a practice that isn't quite necessary, when I could be doing other things, or perhaps just losing sight of the what exactly I'm doing. I don't want to become robotic at it. That's a real concern of mine, is really just overdoing something to the point where it no longer has the same sort of meaning, and I'm not doing it with all of my determination and, so that's the thought I'm having. So I would love to hear feedback on what other people think about just how often they clean, or, like every time I bring stones home, like, because I collect gems and crystals like a whore. Why did I say like a whore? That's so weird. Like, do sex workers collect crystals? I don't know. That's weird. Anyway, please disregard that. But yeah, I'm just crazy about crystals, and I'll just grab them and spend way too much money on them. And so I bring them home, and yeah, I end up thinking, okay, well, I need to energetically clean this. And I'll usually pull out the citrine and also kind of focus on clearing its energy and pushing it out of the apartment. I don't have a house. I was going to say house. And also I smudge. So it's like I'm double doing it. Is that too much? Do I need to do 2 things? Or should I just do 1? Should I get tingsha? Like, I have no idea. It's part of the problem with being solitary eclectic witch, is that I draw upon a lot of sources and I get a lot of ideas of how I want to do things, and then I do them and it all feels right to me. So I'm like, should I pick, or should I just do them all because they all feel right to me? I don't know. If I were part of a coven, I'm sure I'd have some elders that I could refer to and ask them those questions, but Tumblr is a wilderness, and yeah, I don't really have a lot of references. So feedback from babies to elders, I want to hear from everybody if I can. Thank you. All right, and then the next thing I'm going to ramble about is about casting a circle. So I was thinking about this again because I had been thinking about it closer to when I had actually had this experience, which is I cast a circle to prepare for 2 spells that I was doing. And it was lovely. I mean, I have felt so much energy. But then, after I performed the spells, I cast the spells, and I was closing the circle, I felt faint. I felt faint for like a good 3 seconds, and I don't exactly know why. I have some ideas, but I would love to open up this for discussion if anyone wants to comment on it, because I was just thinking about it again recently. I would like to nip this in the bud and avoid it in the future if I can, and so that's why I wanted to kind of go over it. So what happened, this is my like half-done quart, by the way, of tea, peppermint tea that I made. I know, me and tea, I like go all the way. No single cup for me. But anyway, yeah, so just to explain a little bit of how this felt and what I think it means, I was releasing the energy from the circle. I was closing the circle and releasing the energy, and I think I may have released too much energy, because I've read warnings in a couple of books, like I think one of Sky Alexander's books. I'm sorry if I can't remember precisely which one it is, but I remember reading that she advised not to fly, gross, sorry, not to not let go of the energy, not to hold on to the energy, because you might have too much and it could really mess with you. So to ground and recalibrate your energy. Ew, there's that freaking fly, disgusting. I really don't like flies. I know they're important to our ecosystem, but I really don't like flies. Ew, there it is. So yeah, she says don't release too much also, and I think I released too much, and that's what led me to feel faint, and I'm not sure if that was particularly good, because I literally almost like fell over. I ended up grabbing, I was in the kitchen at the time, and I almost grabbed the kitchen sink and was like steadying myself and was like feeling really woozy. I was like, whoa. So I was able to kind of ground myself, center myself, and bring some energy back in and kind of feel okay, but it took a good half hour before it really went, like, I really felt like I was normal, so to speak. I don't like that word either. I don't like flies, and I don't like normal. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was going on there. So any feedback, let me know. I did get some feedback from someone on Tumblr, but I didn't particularly feel like that felt like accurate representation of what happened. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what that was, because I'd rather just hear whatever people come up with, and if that very same thing comes up again, maybe there's something to it. Alright, well, ciao for now, and consider checking out my tarot, like, aces, talking about the aces video that I'm making, just because I would love to get feedback also on how you interpret those tarot cards. I mean, I'm here for the discussion. I'm here for the community. So comment. All right. Bye.